a little bit of a taste of what you see on a daily basis. And I think what I'm going to ask you to do is do kind of a classic direct link case that they will all go, oh yeah, well, I saw that coming. But then I'm going to ask you to drift and maybe start going, well, you wouldn't have seen this one coming, and talk about less obvious ones. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
And then I'll let Evie speak as well. Shut up, Hannah. I'll just go over here.
Okay, shall I start with the classic case?
Yeah.
So this is a doggy called Sabine, who actually was originally from the US and moved over to Abu Dhabi, and had a history of aggressive behaviors, particularly to people coming into the home, people and dogs that he would see on walks, and to the point where they were quite worried, because they were worried they couldn't have their parents come over to stay, which is kind of a big deal in Abu Dhabi, you know, when you're living overseas and you can't have people come over to stay. So I saw Sabine and I got a whole bunch of videos from him. And in one of the videos, it's such a great video, he's really reluctant to walk down the stairs. He's probably 8 when I saw him first at that point in time, so a slightly older dog, and just really hesitant, reluctant to walk down the stairs, you know, shifting weight, really quite anxious about going down the stairs. So one of the first things that we did was a proper kind of pain workup, and we did, you know, hip x-rays under general anaesthesia, and lo and behold, he did have quite a significant degree of hip dysplasia. And we treated him both for that and for the associated anxiety and the arousal. So he was treated with pain medication as well as psychopharmaceutical medication, and he has just made a fantastic recovery, I want to call it. You know, he's made such great improvements. They've got 2 young children. I regularly get videos, you know, of how good he is with the children. And one of the big things was them being able to have some help, like a nanny come in to be able to take care of the children. That went, you know, really, really well. We did some behavior modification to get him used to the nanny and get him acclimatized. And it was just one of those sort of, I guess, classic cases, you know, where you had a true musculoskeletal arthritic condition. He's a German Shepherd. No, he's not. He's a Labrador Kahuna cross. So large.
What?
A Kahuna. It's an American breed. I know. I also
thought that was like make a surfboard.
I don't know. Maybe it is. You know about that. So very classic presentation, but you know, his presentation, his behavior presentation was already happening in the US before they moved over to Abu Dhabi, but they, for whatever reason, didn't seek the help of.
How old was he when he came to see you?
He was either 6 or 8, I want to say. I think he was 8, because he's 10 now, and I've been seeing him for a couple of years. So yeah, you know, I think
okay, I'm going to butt in because I can do. So how long? Because I want to deal with people's expectations, because this is a big thing within the vet industry, that communication goes wrong. Expectation management is absolutely so important. From the moment they came to see you to that dog being content in their home with their children, with their parents, what are we talking of?
12 months.
Wow. Yeah. And how many visits with you? How much intervention? What kind of things are we saying that these people committed to achieve that?
So the initial consultation, with including the onboarding of the medication, so that takes 6 to 8 weeks to get the fluoxetine in this case onboarded. So that's already 2 months, right, gone before the psychopharmaceuticals start to take effect. Then another appointment to come in and have the general anaesthesia and have all the x-rays done. And then numerous follow-up appointments, you know, quite a bit of behavior modification, safety management in the home. Actually, my trainer going out for walks in the community and hand-holding and teaching the client how to respond in certain situations. So I would say from start to finish, I mean, we got some quick wins, I'd say probably within about 6 months, but to get that final sort of picture of, oh my God, giving the score of 10 out of 10 on the questionnaire of how well he's doing, that took 12 months. And you're right, that's a big thing, isn't it, to manage those expectations?
It really, really is. And it's almost like anybody that's in the behaviour sector, you are welcome to cut that little snippet out and use it on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Twitter, whatever, because I do think a lot of owners expect us to be able to work miracles quite quickly. And there is a journey to go on. Okay, pluck a little bit of a figure out of the sky, and I'm going to be really a bit cantankerous. How much do you think those owners actually had to invest to get to that endpoint? When you look at because I want to celebrate them. I'm not doing it as a cynical thing. I want to go, bloody hell, well done, owners. And the other reason I want to do this is I want people to capture the signs of pain early so they don't have to go down this pathway.
Okay, so I need to convert it into sterling, but you're talking about £2,000, I'd say, with the medication, with the medical workup, with the consultations, with the follow-up consultations, with the appropriate trainer sessions. Yeah, I think you're probably looking somewhere between £1,500 and £2,000, something like that.
So that's a definite take-home message of, guys, if you're at all suspicious, get attention early as well, isn't it? Because a lot of the behaviours that were within that dog, that were part of their repertoire, by that point, I guess you could call it learnt. And so there was a lot of work to be done to re-educate and choose a different pathway, a different choice pathway.
Yeah. And also, we have to remember that pain changes the brain. It can... on a long-term basis, it can change the neural connections and how the parts of the brain communicate with each other, and that has to be undone, and that has to be addressed. And it might not be able to be fully undone. There might still be, that neuroplasticity, that hangover from that long period of potentially of pain, and the practice behaviors that also manifest in neural pathways, strengthening of neural pathways. So there's that to consider as well.